The Human-Demon Great War, The Situation of Sophia. Vampire First World Problems. Say, what? Just why are we here, I wonder? You should have heard the particulars already. I have heard them, I have. Why are we not on the battlefield and here in a town instead, I wonder? In particular, together with this woman. Could you not glare at me, please? I can't help glaring. Aren't you looking the other way anyway? Merely being in your field of vision is unpleasant for me, so you entering my field of vision is also unpleasant. This bitch sure is talking big. Perhaps I should strangle her to death here. That sounds good. Oh, please refrain from getting any strange ideas about me. Goshijin-sama is looking after all. Saying so, Femina suddenly takes a small white spider out from her clothes and shows it. That is definitely one of Goshijin-sama's clones. If I make a move on this impertinent girl here, then Goshijin-sama wouldn't ignore it. As if slamming into the irritation with nowhere to go, I start scowling even harder. If asked why we are here in this town right in the midst of the war, I can only say that it's because of Goshijin-sama's instructions. Just when I thought I'd finally be able to rampage again, I never even thought that I might be kept from the battlefield. Furthermore, to deal with an opponent who we're not even sure whether they'll really come or not, of all things. Since the fight with Kiryu-kun, I've not been able to satisfy my battle desires. Rather, even with that fight with Kiryu-kun, because it was interrupted before the best part, I'll still not fully appreciate it. I've still not fully appreciated it. Also, probably in the future as well, I've come to believe that I won't be able to experience a more fulfilling battle than that one. A fight with an almost equal opponent, alternating between hope and fear at the opponent's unforeseen actions, the ecstasy of breaking through those moments, such an exhilarating feeling, sucking blood doesn't come close. If that's how it is in the midst of battle, I wonder just how incredible a sensation I'll be able to experience at the moment of victory. Just imagining is enough to make my body tremble. Yet in the end, because of that Kuro guy, everything was ruined. All my built-up excitement was lost in an instant, because of which I don't expect I'll be able to experience a fight with such good conditions again in the future, since the only one in the world who can fight with me equally is Kiryu-kun alone. The rest are either weaker than me, or those who are too strong, starting with Goshijin-sama. There's no opponents nearby who can compete with me like Kiryu-kun, or otherwise give me a good fight. Even with Kiryu-kun, because he's darn well gotten his sanity back, he can't even fight me with the intent to kill like back then. There's only opponents that I'll definitely beat or definitely be defeated by. That's why, in terms of fights that can satisfy me, that was the first one and last one. Because I let that chance escape, all that I can vent in battle is just the everyday accumulated stress. All I can do is clear out the negative feelings, and it never becomes positive. I thought that'd be at least be better than nothing, yet I was even kept away from the battlefield of all things. Does Goshijin-sama hate me, I wonder? I better not think about this too deeply. If it turns out that she really does hate me, then I'll cry. It seems that they came. The clone of Goshijin-sama that's attached to Felmina is making animated movements, as if trying to convey something. Oh my, it's kinda cute. Totally not. I see. I guess I'll be able to rampage a bit then. This direction, it seems. They come from the direction that Goshijin-sama's clone indicates. We're in the corner of the town. A deserted housing district away from the public gaze. A group of hooded men are coming out through an open door from one of the houses. I can do them in, right? In response to my verification, Goshijin-sama's clone nods in assent. Seeing that, I throw myself at the suspicious hooded group. I strike my sword at the closest hood. It's a large-sized magic sword that Kiryu-kun made for me. Combining my power and the magic sword's power, the hooded man meets the ground. That wasn't a slip of the tongue, okay? It seems I used a bit too much force, huh? I had intended to cut him, but he was smashed into an unidentifiable mess buried in the ground. Yep, this was overkill, I guess. It was a setup, huh? The guy who seems to be the leader of the hoods calmly mutters that despite having seen the condition his comrade was reduced to. But even though his information was bait, it wasn't false. Get her. To the leader hood's order, the remaining hoods simultaneously rush at me. I mow them down with one swing of my magic sword. In addition, a chakram comes flying from behind my back and scores a direct hit on one of them. Chopping off his head, I guess Femina-chan is going to provide cover supporting fire. Yeah. I did that wrong a bit, but whatever. The beheaded man topples, and at that moment his hood comes off. The uncovered man had long ears, the trait of the elves. The ones who had attacked me were a group of elves. Goshijin-sama allowed the elves to gain bait information. That when the demons simultaneously invaded the humans, I would then be in this town. That for the elves who gained that information, they should want to try to do something about me, then come and settle things. We didn't know whether they would come or not, but the elves believed the false information, and thus they came waltzing in. Well, since I'm actually here, it's not really false information. Their leader also said that the information was bait, but it wasn't false anyway. It seems that Goshijin-sama expected that if information about a reincarnator such as me was spread out, then the elves would make a move. Since it was a critical situation, then I wouldn't have Ariel Sun's protection. I merely swung my sword, and the elves who attacked me were defeated. Weak. How boring. The instant I thought that, my face was suddenly punched. Eh? Huh? Unable to understand the situation, my face went blank. That was also for an instant, and the shock from when I clumsily fell to the ground allowed me to regain my senses. Immediately I tried to take a stance, and right in front of my eyes a foot was coming. I used the magic sword to guard against the impending foot, even though the edge was held out, the opponent's foot wasn't cut. The magic sword and foot pressed against each other. Looking up at the opponent, there was his face half concealed by the hood, was an expressionless man. It was their leader. I put strength into my arm, forcing back the leader's foot. The leader doesn't fight my strength and steps back. I never thought that I could be punched so defenselessly. I'm a bit surprised at the opponent's speed being more than expected. However, there's almost no damage. I was just careless. That's right, if I hadn't been careless, then there's no way a guy like this could have punched me. Still, isn't this guy a bit too hard? Why couldn't the magic sword cut him? How strange. Somehow I'm getting rather irritated, so as to confront that irritation, I slash at the leader. The leader faces his palm out towards me, and something comes flying out from a hole there. Without time to avoid, something pierces my body. I can tell that my HP decreased even without looking at appraisal. What was that? A laser? But it doesn't matter. Ignoring the damage, I brandished the magic sword. That's enough for even the leader of this guy to show a hint of surprise on his face. Using all my strength, I strike the leader's body with the magic sword. After going through a sense of hardness, it feels like it was destroyed. The leader's body is cut right in half and sent flying by the impact. After a pause for breath, I chase after the leader's body. There, with just half remaining, the leader rolls over. Seeing the cross-section of his body, it's a mechanical body. No wonder it was so hard. Half this man's body has been turned into a cyborg. Although I had heard from Goshichin-sama that the elves had advanced mechanical technology, until I saw it for myself, I was half in doubt. This was a huge miscalculation. I never expected this body to be defeated. He said that. Oh my, you're still alive in that state? I'm surprised to think he'd still be alive after having lost half his body. Cyborgs are amazing, huh? It seems it was a blunder to let Ariel get a hold of you. Failing to kill you at that time seems to have been a terrible mistake. Indeed, I'll be coming to destroy the elves sooner or later, so look forward to that time. And then again, you'll have died here, striking with the magic sword. I make sure to finish him off for real this time. This time for real. Are you done? I am. Alright, Famiana suddenly turns up, taking a glance at the corpse of the dead leader, or rather the wreckage. For now, let's collect this and leave. Indeed. There's many things that Goshichin-sama doesn't mention, but for me to be the bait this time, I guess it was for the sake of collecting this then, in order to learn what their level of technology is, just how far ahead is she looking when planning future actions. Ally she may be, but she's terrifying. Yep. Alright. I'm still in the habit of reading the little notes. Other people like the notes too. Obviously, I mean they're great. I just never read them out loud, so I have to I pause and I don't know. Sometimes it all depends on if I'm moving the screen. If the screen's still, then I'll try to shorten it down. But if I move the screen, then it gets kind of weird because it gets all jerky, and I don't like that in editing. But anyway.